now let's touch on the best and fastest way I think you can cross over from being a beginner to being intermediate. And understand that this advice is going to be pretty basic and it's going to be pretty obvious, but there's a very good reason for that. That reason being because when you're a beginner at anything, when you're doing anything for the first time, what makes learning whatever it is for the very first time as a beginner, what makes it difficult and seem to be very time consuming is the fact that it's the first time you're building neural pathways and muscle memory. If you've never thought about things in a certain way, if you've never moved a certain way, if you've never used muscles in a certain way, getting used to that, that's the difficult part. That's what takes such a long time. That's what requires the repetitions over and over and over again. It's not that what you're trying to learn is super complicated or sophisticated, meaning like, if it was, that's why it would take such a long time to learn. No, it's all basic stuff that you're trying to learn. But because you've never done it before and it's your very first time building those pathways and that muscle memory, that's the time consuming and difficult part about it. That being understood, my advice for the best and fastest way you can go from being a beginner to an intermediate player is by being self-aware, right? Knowing yourself, knowing your game, right? And the biggest part of that is knowing what your strengths and weaknesses are. And then you need to be super self-critical of your abilities. You need to be very honest and be aware of what your weaknesses are, what your worst weaknesses are. That's where you're going to spend the vast majority of your time practicing, training, working out. Your weaknesses.